Alright, what's up, y'all? We here for a live stream right now. So the first thing we do is we check the news for the day right here. So we have some bank holidays for a couple pairs right here. So I don't expect any large movements for any pairs that have the currencies right here. But other than that, what I mainly look for is the red news and stuff like that. And there's no red news. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log into my accounts. I didn't live stream Friday because most of the markets were closed because it was Good Friday, and you know currencies did not have any volume. So I'm gonna just show y'all my accounts so y'all can match it up. So y'all can see that and trade it outside the stream since Thursday last week. As you can see, everything's the same, and then I'm gonna show y'all my 5% account right here. Go to the dashboard right here. As you can see, everything is the same with the equity curve. Um, Same drawdown, you know, 4.8. Yeah, so let's take a look at the markets and see if there's going to be an opportunity for me to get involved in today. Okay, let's start off with UJ. UJ actually looks clear for shorts. So last week I was talking about shorts of UJ clearing the lows of this and this. But it wasn't anything clear for me to get involved, even though you could say that I predicted direction, but it didn't really matter since there was no way for me to get involved for my strategy, right? Um, let me actually label all this real quick. So we have context breaker structure one. I can call this flash right here. Context breaker structure one. Yeah, that makes sense. This whole thing can be considered it. Then I'm gonna jump down to the 30 minutes to see if there's any clear content. Yeah, price action was just choppy last week, and I was waiting for a push lower clearly out of this range. We have that. We're currently pausing against that 20 right here. Let me label all this right here. Over here, I can consider this area over here like the flush validation flush right here. Context breaker structure one. I mean validation one. This is potentially three right here. So I'm gonna see what kind of content it is on the lower time frame. So I'm gonna jump down to the entry time frame, the 5 minute. Let's see what's going on here. So we interesting. So what I noticed right here is we had a clear flush move right here. came down, but we didn't follow through, and then it just re-broke through. It would have been a great entry if price like rejected and then followed through lower, but the fact that it instead of following through, it just re-broke back up. I don't think this will be a good area because I look at me personally, I would have gave it one chance to set up because of this consolidation to the left. Yeah, probably would have gave it just one chance to set up in this case because of that price action right there. So I'm gonna keep that in blue right there. Um, Let me analyze gold. What gold is doing? Oh, I ain't take any trades right here. I was about to look for a trade for my challenge on Thursday. I was like, nah, because it didn't set up quite on a 30 minute because it broke right through. So I canceled it and then prices went crazy. Like this is an example. Like if price rejected nicely, this would have been a trade I would have been holding on to. Like because I'm gonna close the trade once it breaks that on 10 right here and just hold it's holding right now. So that's it. Let me see what's going on over here. Price is in a good area. Oh yes. Price is in a good area for opportunities for gold. I'm gonna be eyeing gold. Let me fully analyze this real quick. I'm gonna just analyze it. Damn, I got so much drawings on here. Let me just clear off my chart. I got so much. This is not have time basically. So wait, do I have time? Nah, I don't really have time to be labeling. Let me just label it in my head and then I can label it after. 'Cause this looks really good. So push one, two, three. Yeah, this looks good. So what I'm gonna do right now is wait for price to set something up. Actually, it took out that high, so I'm gonna have to wait. I just realized what's my um structural indicator. Here we go. But I really like this price action so far. Let me just fix this up. Yeah. So basically, what I'm waiting for is for price to print one more candle after this. I don't want it to break through that 20. I will set like a trade above that high because we made a straight move down. Make sure my trade calculator is on. I'm gonna try my best to even get into a trade for my challenge as well. But priority for me is my funded account still. I haven't made any money this year yet. disconnected. Everything's disconnected. Okay, still just waiting. Okay, let me get everything prepared. What's going on? Alright, so price took out that high right there, so I gotta wait again. Basically, I gotta wait for another pause. I don't want price to clear out these highs right here. So I want the setup to happen before it. So I'm still waiting on this trade right here. See, so there was no opportunity to get involved. It just moved without me right here. So ain't nothing for me to do except if, let me see, we made a nice move down. No, if we could create either like some type of reset up or a setup higher, then I'll be happy to take it. But it was just nothing for me to just trade in it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna look at some other markets to see if there was anything like uh, yeah, flash on starting to move immediately. USD CAD actually doesn't look bad. So what I see here for USD CAD on the entry time frame as well is we made the straight move up. We ended up consolidating above here, right? And we broke down through. So if we can reject, pause at the 10 and 20, that could be a good opportunity for shorts. Yeah, that makes sense to me. But and then to set up. I'm gonna take a look at USD CAD for shorts. Actually, like I just need one candle that's right before taking out the previous candles. Oh, this looks extremely good right here. And especially it goes with the structure and breaks down, breaks down, breaks up, breaks down. So this could be a nice continuation over. I just need that pause. Yeah, right here. So I'm gonna prepare everything. So, because if we can at least have this one candle, um, if it if it's extremely small candle, if it prints very tiny, I'm not gonna set up the style. But right now, I can prepare everything. I don't like this. I'm gonna get ready to place this. So I'll stop in here. Uh, Price just went through it, so I gotta wait again. just in case everything sets up, I'm gonna get ready my challenge as well. If I can get a trade, but I'm focusing on getting this traded in for the player accounts. I'm gonna just do this right here so it can be a lot easier. So that if it does set up, I can place my order and then place that order. See what gold is doing to it. And this was a clean one for gold. Okay, looks like it's about to take out this low too. Yeah, so it took out that low. So I'm just waiting. We have this overall low. This thing is melting. Usually, US30 don't look bad if it gets set up like immediately. Because we have clear structure, breaks the high, breaks the low. Make it a straight move. And just push down immediately, makes it set up. Just line up with like 20 right there. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, this is actually interesting. I mean, potentially there could be a reason to go higher now. Potentially starting a cycle. Oh, your USD has some volume. Has some volume. What? This looks good. One, two. What's going on here? This actually looks good. I ain't gonna lie. Look, we had a straight move down. Price had this area where it could have just set up right here and went. However, if we just make a move above this high and then set up, it'll actually be good. I didn't expect it to have this much movement. Hmm, yeah. So I'm gonna keep those down there. Keep these ones up here. Let me see. Yeah, I could set something up here. Pause there. That would be the stop. So just account for spreads, something like that for a sell stop. Trade fees. What the hell? Why is it 37, 871, 37, 926? That can't be right. Position size calculator. Oh, I know what I did. All right, so price closed like that. Let's set a sell stop. Let me just make sure. There we go. Got a sell stop. Just making sure it's on. Okay, so it's all on. Let me just make sure. Okay, everything looks good so far. Yeah, everything looks good so far. I'm gonna also place a order for a potential order for my challenge account as well. So 7, 8, 7, 1. Yeah, and I'm gonna do 0.50. I don't know how much that's gonna be. How to just sell stuff. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So I added a sell stop. Potential opportunities. Rejecting off this 20. As long as it doesn't break through that 20 above here, and I'm still good to keep this potential order on. And yeah, it's really about what price is doing now to see if I should cancel the order or not. no reason to cancel the order as of yet. If it's like goes all the way back into here, then I would like close. I would basically just cancel the order. But no reason for me to cancel yet. And I'm gonna simply have like a one-to-one break even area or fractal structure before it. The one is fine. I will get the entry. So what I could do is that instead is I'm gonna actually cancel this order real quick because I feel like if I could wait for another setup to happen around here because there can be a mini one inside of here that can work. So I'm gonna cancel that one right here. Okay, delete stuff. So let me show y'all. As you can see, I deleted the order. The order is gone, and I'm gonna just take it off for this challenge account right here. And yeah, what I'm gonna wait for is basically just to reset up like a one that's like closer up here. So if I could get a pause, which is one candle that prints before taking out the previous candle's low, then I could set like a sell stop somewhere up here. Will look better in my eyes. Hmm. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, it's pushing down really well. Okay, I'm gonna keep it on. But let's just move it. Hmm. Decisions. If it makes a higher one, I can take that. Decisions. Just rejecting right now. It's starting to move. Yeah. Let's just see how this closes. I'm trying to see what kind of moment is it. Is it pushing? a lot of momentum down, or is it trying to make another opportunity? Maybe. Yeah, gold is looking extremely good. Yeah, I could set a sell stop right there. And you gotta see how that candle closes. Is it projecting or is it gonna break through the last 20, which is the red line? And plus, this area isn't valid for sell stop because it took out that high as well. Yeah, honestly, USD CAD is just starting not to look clean. Like, unless we can just, I don't know, this it's not really showing much clarity to me. Are we refreshing? Okay, so what I'm basically seeing right here is my path to. We can just make a move like that because we made a straight move up like that. So it's basically doing something like this. So we made a straight move up, clean right here. This low is still technically valid since it didn't break through the 20. But honestly, I don't really like how it's looking down here. I feel like it's kind of trying to reset. But I would like for it to do it immediately. Because this is all a part of the same thing. This low is technically not invalid. I just don't like how it looks. So I'm trying to wait for like a mini entry inside of it to continue that overall low. And it will be a better price entry anyway too. Occasionally I'm gonna switch through some. I gotta keep my eye on this to gold because gold could set something up for my challenge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look at the charts from my phone for gold. That way I'm not missing anything. Yeah, if we close above it. Because once it closes, if it closes above that 20, I'm gonna just cancel it, this whole area. Because I like the setups that just set up immediately. So this was like basically the setup. It flushed, it came down, rejected against the 10-20, and I wanted to continue down. The low was still valid, but I wanted an inside area for right here to continue. But if it breaks through here, it would just be this overall area is just invalid to me. We got a minute to see what would happen. Just making sure to flip through other markets as well. So we made this straight move right here. It is we can so yeah. Basically I just need to. This is moving cleanly, but it's still not ready. If we can just move down, like break area, reject off the 10-20. Now set a sell stop for US 30. Yeah, it's now USD CAD. Yeah, they broke up. You get moved down here. Not looking at you no more. So bring up US 30 up here, and yeah, yeah. I'm not watching Euro USD anymore. It had its chance to set up right here because I know it's like Euro. It's a bank holiday, so I wasn't really expecting much movement. There's still good enough volume, but it had its chance to set up. It didn't set up quite yet. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, like it would have to break above here, but it would also have to withhold that 20 minus 30, which I don't think it would. What will price action do? What I could do so I don't have to keep staring at this is I'm gonna set an alert right at the basically the bottom of this area because I want price to basically set up something cleanly because it made a straight move up for a sell stop. So impulse, we get our pause, sell stop. As it's doing that there, still looks good because if we just make a move like that, it could still look clean. What I don't want to see is price breaking this high right here, or just doing something crazy that I'm not used to seeing. I'm gonna put in I got my alerts, right? Alright, so the reason why I like, oh yeah, it's setting up. It's setting up. I don't got time to talk right now. For a challenge trade. 30 seconds. Oh, um, what should I do? I'm trying to find the right lot size. Nine, 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 nine. Oh, I set the buy stop so early. Oh, I didn't. Alright, it's still good. There we go. Oh, that's pretty high. Damn. Can I adjust? Let me adjust this. That was pretty high. 36. That's the only thing about the 1 minute. You gotta be really, and I'm not fast. How's it looking now? Did it break back through? Yeah, never mind. It was looking good, but then it started to refill downwards. So basically, what I wanted to see was basically this. We had this straight move down, made a move up. We had this pause the next candle printed before taking out the previous candle's high, and I didn't want price to re-break through that 20, which is that red, and it broke through it. So nothing to do here. Let me see what alert was that? I think that was that I heard an alert. Why is it not on my screen? Let's see. Oh, US 30 doing what I'm expecting. So I don't even think it's gonna give me an entry opportunity. It looks like it's gonna clear the overall low. So I basically we had a straight move up. I need price to like yeah. This looks like it's just gonna take out the low. It's not gonna give me an opportunity. So it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Man, yeah, too much volume just came through. So let's see what we do here. I want to see a decent. Yeah, honestly, I don't like it right now because this was a good setup. Like you can tell this the way how price just moved quickly right here, if it was a good setup, it would be like moving with the MAs. You see how the MAs are just all the way behind here. I needed like some type of pause near it. Like example would be like this, except there would be a pause right here. Oh, but gold is setting up for a 5 minute potentially, so that's good either way. So either way, US 30, um, it just moved too quick. Didn't give me an opportunity. I wanted to enter somewhere right here as it started to come down, but that's what happens with trading. You're gonna price is gonna do things without you. You just gotta be okay with that. So I'm gonna be eyeing gold because it's the best looking one right now for a 5 minute entry. So what I see here is, let me just make sure it's not overextended in my eyes. So we have, a flush movement right here. One, two, so it is two, three, four. So we still have room to make another leg. So another leg or two before price would probably reflush down. So I'm gonna wait for its setup right here. And this is actually looks clean to me. We have a straight move down. This is what I want to see. Price move up. It pauses, and then I can set up a buy stuff above that mini high it made. That's all. And notice how like you can just see how time frames work together. Like before, I was looking for a 1 minute entry for a challenge right around this area. It kind of looks similar at that area, and price ended up failing downwards. But just because price ended up failing downwards doesn't mean that you just got to understand setups happening on different time frames. So this didn't set up right here. It's probably making a setup for a different time frame, which hold probably making a different setup for the 5 minute. Or if it doesn't validate and it keeps dropping, it's probably gonna make some type of other setup. Or yeah, but so far I'm gonna be just eyeing gold because it looks the cleanest right now. And it's actually aligning with what I said earlier, because earlier I was watching this area, but we didn't get that pause I wanted. And I said I either wanted the price to push higher, create a setup, or retry it again where it reflushes down and create a setup. But yeah, we're gonna see if we get a entry today. It's crazy because I ain't take much trades this month. I only took one trade for my funded accounts this month. Only one trade. But one thing you gotta remember is it's not about the trade frequency. I'm trying to find quality trades in my eyes. Yeah, this looks so good. I need to wait for the candle closure so I can see what price is doing. Yeah, all I do is just go with the trend. That's all I do. I don't counter trend or anything. Just go with the trend. All right, so candle closes right here. What I wanted to see was the next candle basically print before taking out the previous candle's high, but this candle opened up and immediately took out the high, so I have to wait again. So basically, I wait for the same thing. So if the next candle can print before taking out this candle's high and it's not breaking back through this 20, which is that red EMA right here, the red line. As long as it does that, I could set up a an entry above the high Because at that point, if it's rejecting against the 10 or 20, or if it's just pausing just above the 10 or 20, it's showing that the orders are being supported higher. But if it's breaking through, it's not showing that the orders are being supported higher. That's how I basically view price action. And I'm gonna also get everything prepared so I'm calculating my calculating potential entries if it was to pause. So I'm gonna set everything up because this is a 5 minute. I don't like to be in a rush for my trades. Um, I do not like to be in a rush. So me maybe something like that. Stops, something like that. So this is assuming that it pauses like right here. Get the calculator. 24, 12, 6, 2, 4. All right, took out. So it's making a new high. So I'm just adjusting everything right here. Move this a little bit higher. Just keep moving it. Yeah. 334, 20, 1, like here. Yeah, this makes sense. 4, 6, 34, 14, 29, 6. All right, so this is the next candle I needed to print without taking out the previous candle's high, and we're not breaking through. So if I do get a trade, I'm gonna show y'all that I'm actually in the trade. The first thing I'm gonna do if I do get a trade entry is I'm gonna make sure that on the trade copier got me in my accounts. Then the second thing I'm gonna do is try to also get a trade in for my challenge as well, because I don't need much to pass. Just a quick 1-to-1 to pass for that, and I'm good for phase one. But if I don't get a trade for the challenge, it's okay. I'm just trying to make some money here or lose some money. It's all a part of the process. Just 2 minutes before I place an order. It's moving higher. So there's nothing to do right here yet because price took out this high right here. So now I gotta wait again for the same thing. I need another candle after this to print before taking out the candle's high. It's still valid to look for entries as long as it doesn't take out this overall high right here. So I'm gonna keep doing, keep waiting. That took out that high. And I'm just moving it and adjusting it. Nothing crazy. Let's see what this candle does. That candle immediately takes out the high. So I gotta use this one. There we go. And right now I'm gonna just prepare everything just in case it does want to set up. You always want to be prepared. You know, trading is a business. Be prepared. Check out that one right here. Move it up just a bit. Mm, mm, yeah, like that. Okay, so all I gotta do is wait for this candle to finish printing, and then I need one more candle that prints before taking out the candle's high. So that's it. Yeah. So price just ended up moving without me. It is what it is. It happens. It's all about what you do when price ends up moving without you. So I'm not looking at this area anymore. So what I'm gonna do, so let me tell y'all my game plan because I always do. Go back on the higher time frame to see what we're doing right now. So create one, say this is two. Honestly, this area wasn't even valid for me to look for a trade. Now that I'm looking at it, it's a good thing I even trade this area. Because one thing I gotta see before jumping down to the lower time frame is basically a high that's formed, a candle prints before the high gets taken out, and it's pausing against either the 10 or 20. So something like this, where it pauses against the 10 and 20 before moving higher. This just comes down to the 10 and 20 without creating like a high. It just this high got just immediately taken out like that. So I feel like it could reset up something. So basically, this is what I think price may do for opportunity for me. So I think so after this candle closes in the next 5 minutes, I'll wait for another candle, which will take another 30 minutes. That pauses against either 10 or 20, which would actually give it enough time to look like a decent setup. Or if we come down nicely, like just like this, it should look like this, basically. And then we just do that basically. Then I set a buy stop above the high, and then try to manage it if I get a chance to manage it. So gold still looks good in my eyes. It's just gonna take a bit of time to wait for. US 30 done fell off without me. Didn't give me an opportunity when I was waiting right here. But it doesn't mean that I can't analyze this. So what I do is usually just analyze multiple pairs. And if one market starts to look ugly, not clean, I can always switch to the other market, another market basically. So US 30 also does look clean in terms of what I look for. Push the first one. Second. Same thing with this basically. I gotta do a bit of waiting, wait for this candle to close at at 10 o'clock, and then I wait for the next candle to print. Basically, not taking out this candle's high, and it's pausing against the 10 and 20 to create a setup on basically on a 5 minute time frame. Yeah, USD. Nah, for 5 minutes specifically is not like ready. It looks like it can. One, two, three. It's not ready specifically for a 5 minute. In my eyes, I would ignore this. Put this in like blue. It's not too bad. It could set up like later on. Not really expecting too much from Euro USD, to be honest. Yeah. Meta as a stock could set something up as well. So basically the same thing. Same thing that I'm expecting with US 30. I need this type of movement before going on the lower time frame. Yeah. Who knows? I may look for even a try to look for a separate what's it called? Separate entry for a challenge on a different time frame while I'm waiting for the 5 minute to start looking clear. Like an example is you're gonna see like when I switch over time frames, you're gonna basically see the same thing happening. Because I think gold may set up something for a 1 minute time frame, which I'm willing to take for a challenge before it sets something up for a 5 minute based on how it looks. So you had a flush, one, two. So if price basically prints another candle before taking out this candle's high against the 10 and 20, I can basically go on a 1 minute and see if there's like clarity. So yeah. Oh, just a waiting game. Just waiting game plan. this looks like it's just gonna take out that high. I wanted it to basically just pause without taking out that high. It's against the 1020. Probably like a great. It still could set up a great opportunity here. So I just gotta wait. Yeah, I can actually prepare something because it looks clean for a setup. Made a straight move down like this, so we could, yeah. I'm gonna take it for a challenge though. What the hell? Funny, right? Why does price action look like that? Oh, there we go. I might even just miss this trade. Okay, I should have bought stuff. Yeah, that's right here. 3, 8, 4, 2, 6, 23. And yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. Okay, 4, 2, 4, 52. Oh, I'm in the trade now. So I have to close this at $500 of profit in order to pass this. If I end up losing, I end up losing. But I I passed my challenge. Woo, that was a lot of work. There we go. Let me actually. There we go. I actually passed my challenge. The only reason I didn't enter this trade, like I said, for funded accounts is because, one, I'm trying to stick with the 5 minute entry time frame, and yeah, let me just really make sure that I ended up passing. You know how it can be. Um, Stats, real quick. That's my other one. I bought 3 challenges to pass. I think it was 32. All right, passed it. Let me see. Um, passed, passed. Yep, ended up passing right there. Um, oh, so I got my. Oh, they gave me the account immediately. That's cool. Yeah, I still got face too, but um, everything else for I'm gonna be waiting to so I always try to like come up with a game plan when I take a trade and stuff like that. I'm trying to see. All right, so this is my game plan. I'm still waiting for entries for my funded account and everything, but if I don't get any trades for the funded accounts, I can still look for opportunities for phase two, basically. Hmm. I'm trying to see if I should trade phase two yet right now or should I work on my other challenges, phase one, because I can't connect trade copiers to it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hmm. So, yeah, I'll trade on basically phase two. The only thing is they needed 3 days of 500. So I'll trade phase two for probably like maybe like a month, maybe like a couple weeks, depending, and then switch over to the other accounts. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it looks like it could probably set something up again. So basically, should I document this trade? Yeah, I'm gonna document it. Hold on, y'all. Let me document the trade. I'm gonna just take images and put it in later. Just go to bar replay on when I got the entry. So I can just take the images. 6 minute validation. So if you've been watching my streams for a while, or you follow along, or whatever, you could just see it how fractal it is. There we go. I can just take it out of bar replay mode, and I'm gonna put it in later. Nothing really much to do right now, as of right now. Yeah, price is just falling off the face of the earth right now. Like just falling off. Hmm. Oh, that's how I know like price isn't ready for my regular entry for a 5 minute. Because if it was, the 1 minute would look something like this, where price is just somewhere all the way up here, somewhere up here. Yeah, I'm bored. Just waiting. Let me just talk. If this was like a regular 5 minute entry, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this would have been just a regular break even trade. Yeah, this would have been just a regular break even for me personally. The reason is I break even either at a 1 to 1 or fractal structure, impulse pause, impulse before the 1 to 1, either one, and I would basically hold the position with that 10. So, but for that challenge, you just saw I didn't need much to pass. So Like, just look at it. This thing is falling hard. This thing is falling hard. I hope nobody's in for buys right now. Unless you're unless you're a long-term investor, I hope you're not in for buys. I do have some long-term investments for some stocks. Them things is down this year. But investment is different, bit of different from like actual trading because it's more long-term plays. So what I'm basically waiting for is just for price to just make its way back to that 10 and 20 so I can look for a setup. Same thing for all of them, but all of them is just flying, 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 like all of them. At most, the only thing that may set up now is a 1 minute entry. Let me see how clean this looks. Yeah, this is actually decent for another gold setup. The reason why is we have this straight move down is not too bad. If it could set up. Actually, let me make sure. Let me look at where we are in this trend too. I gotta make sure we aren't overextended. So we flushed right here. We created one, two. So we're not overextended because if they're flush, we can expect 4 to 5 breaks. So one, two. You can consider this both two because it came back in, or you can consider this three. But either way, it's showing that there's still possibility here. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take trades at a so this can be easier. I'm gonna take trades at a 1 to 1. Take $500, aim for a 1 to 1. And the reason why I'm doing that is because my funded FX, Seacrest funded, whatever you want to call them, they have $500. You need to make at least $500 for 3 days. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just knock those out if I can get an opportunity here. So I don't want it to clear this high. So I'm gonna get everything prepared, basically. Since a 1 to 1 is way easier to hit. Yeah, something like this. It's just a light low risk. So I'm gonna wait a minute for this to set up. Alright, I set a buy stop. Um, mm, if it ends up not looking valid, okay, it's still looking valid. It's rejecting as long as we don't break back through. Okay, that 20 is that last line of defense. Are we gonna break or reject? Uh, Yeah, it just came all the way down. That's like, yeah, that's just not showing as wants to support the orders and canceling. There you go. See, like, there you go. It's probably gonna close here either way, but I'm not interested in this area no more. I had one chance to set up, and we're still in this price range. I don't like that. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, this could set up, but I don't like it. It could turn into like consolidation. So yeah, not gonna really trade here. Let me see if anything else is looking. Yeah, there's no clarity for anything else personally for me. Yeah, everything's just dropping. Oh. It's so crazy, but I always show up to these live streams to take a trade for my funded accounts, and I always like you can just see how much patience it just takes. Cause I show up, don't get a trade for my funded, but I might get a trade for my for a challenge only because I'm switching up the time frames, and I'm still patient for it, and that's because I understand if I want to keep like having results, I just need to keep doing the thing that's producing the results, which is the process. The process equals results. Process equals results. And especially when you tell yourself that multiple times, that gets ingrained in your mind. Especially when you did the work prior, you saw what your system does. It's like it's gonna be weird if you didn't follow the process. So I like actually this movement right here, but I gotta wait for this candle to close in the next 20 minutes. This is a 30-minute time frame. But if we end up closing, what I want to see here is, let me just over here, like it is right here. Price is close to that 50 right here. That's one requirement. Price having a straight move down. It's not like consolidating at the top, then makes the move down. I like either a straight move down and it immediately makes the setup, or a straight move down and consolidates down here, then it breaks out for the setup. But as long as it does the setup immediately in a clean way. So something like this is what I would basically wait for after price can close down here for the 30-minute. Yeah, and that's where I would take on action trade. guess while I'm waiting, I can label this. Um, I'm gonna just label this. What else I can do? I can input. Yeah, I'm gonna just label this and add that trade to my journal. So considering this whole thing too. Let me take out a question mark. If it doesn't become three, I can delete it. Right here. Yep, that makes sense. Flash. And this whole move was predicted perfectly. And the crazy thing is, I ain't get no trades for the front of the accounts. And that's a part of the game too. I'm just making sure where I am in the overall market and stuff like that. Actually, I can keep. So the same thing on this higher time frame happens where we'll make 4 to 5 breaks of structure. That's why I gotta keep in mind what the higher time frame is doing, even though I'm entering on that five. But yeah, um, let me see what the other markets are doing. Is it finally doing something where nah, it's still just falling off the face of the earth? So gold is the best one so far because it already came down to that 10. We just waiting that 8 minutes for it to do something. And like I said, I want to set up. I wanted to create it immediately for opportunity. But yeah, right now I'm gonna input the trades I took. I need to also label challenge. Yeah, see, like the past trades I've been taking are mainly for the challenges. Let me add gold in here. So this is exactly how I. One thing I didn't take an image of was the after. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simply just add the order and like this. Stops right there. Something like that. Good morning. How will you handle the fact that you were very close to completing the challenge in terms of trades? I actually already completed the challenge. I just did stay patient. Yeah. Well, I didn't complete phase two because I'm still. If you're talking about phase two, um, just follow the same rules, nothing more, nothing less. Because me personally, like what I do is I don't really focus on trading. Um, uh, but before I talk, I'm trying to post this in. All right, there we go. Let me just. If you're talking about phase two of the challenge, it's just about me just following the same rules. Because the uh, if you if you notice what I do is basically I don't focus on trading at all. When I'm when I'm off the charts, I'm not thinking about trading. I'm thinking about something else. So me, I'm not in a rush to pass a challenge. One thing that also helps is just not really looking at what other people are doing on social media as well. 'Cause you could be looking at social media that can affect on how you feel about if you're in drawdown on your challenge or you're so close to passing, and it makes you want to rush the process. For me, I told myself multiple times the process will make me money. Um, with passing challenges as well, I told myself multiple times. I proved to myself multiple times that there's no benefit with or rushing, and there's always going to be a benefit with just focusing on the process. So that's what I do. Um, yeah. So try to not really focus on trading too much. Have another hobby, start a side hustle, start something, and not focus on trading too much. Unless you have unless you don't have your system together. If you have your system together, don't focus on trading. Just show up, do what you do. If there's nothing, you leave and do your side hobby. That's how I'm basically That's how I was basically able to pass the phase one and just focus, even though I was so close. So right now, like this is like it's kind of the same thing that I'm going through with placing trades for my funded accounts. Because I've been down on it, but I haven't been finding much trades. I've been finding trades for challenges, so I'm here winning trades for challenges, and you can't withdraw money on that. But I'm here not getting much opportunities for my funded account, and one thing that just is keeping me like going is just to realize that trading is about focusing on the process, and the fact that I already have a good amount, good size of a balance for these funded accounts, even getting a few payouts throughout the year would be it would be somebody's salary off of just clicking buttons, right? Okay. So what I'm basically waiting for right now is I would want like at least price to close above here, somewhere above here. No problem, man. Anytime, anytime. Yeah, I do feel hyped though, cause we on phase two. All I gotta do is just keep going and keep following the same rules. Cause I have a big goal this year in terms of prop firms, like with the amount I want for funding. I don't really want to say it because it helps me stay more focused when I keep the goals to myself and just show it. I'm just documenting the process, but it's better when I keep my goals to myself. But I do have some big goals in terms of prop firms. And if you came in late, this was the trade. If you want to see, this was the trade that ended up passing the phase one. It was just a quick if you know my setup, a move up. We had a pause, and I just aimed for a 1-to-1, risking $500, and that was it. So the only thing I'm waiting for is like an actual trade for my funded accounts, because this year has not been treating me well with like finding like much setups for funded accounts. But it does look like this looks clean for me to for it could potentially set something up for today, but I also one thing I also do is I don't expect to take any trades, because when you show up to the markets already not expecting to get a trade, it also helps you with expectations because you're not disappointed if nothing happens. So if I'm showing up to the market and I'm like, I'm probably not gonna get a trade today, but I'm gonna analyze and see what's going on. Then when you analyze and nothing's going on, you just walk away because there's nothing to do. And you use the free version of TradingView. Yeah, you can use the free version of TradingView. I used to do that. No, there's only a few features you can't use. I believe with the free version, you can only backtest on I think it's a 4 hour time frame. You can't go on the lower time frames. Um, with I'm not really sure. I have to look at it again. I haven't had the free version in a couple of years, but I mainly pay for TradingView only because sometimes I would do a quick back test and I want to go on the lower time frames, like a 1 minute, and I wouldn't be able to do that. Or another thing is, I think that's mainly it. Is that mainly it? Yeah, I know there's some other reasons as well. Oh yeah, my indicators. I think there's a limit to the amount of indicators you can use and stuff like that. And I like to use moving averages for my system, and the structural indicator just shows me highs and lows, so it's easier on me instead of drawing out each individual high and low. It just shows it for me already. But yeah, you can definitely. It depends on what you prefer, like what you use for your system. But you can use the free version. You don't need to pay for it at all. And also remember to like whenever you're trading, I guess you can't use the free version. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, it's not letting you go on Trading View or something like that, or is it like certain features you're not able to use? Yeah, you're not gonna be able to back test on the lower time frames with the free version. So if that's something you want to do, you're gonna have to pay for the you're gonna have to pay for it. I forgot which one. I think you don't need to pay for the most expensive one. I don't have the most expensive one. I think mine is like essential or something like that. I'm not really sure. Let me. I don't even really want to go in my settings. I don't know if it's gonna show sensitive information, but I think I have it. I think it's called essential. That's the one I have. That I should be able to go on the lower time frames. You have to go to FX replay. If you're looking to just backtest and you already have FX replay, then you don't need to do the free version. Like if you're not using extra indicators to on your chart or anything, you're using pure price action or you're using just one indicator, then you don't need to pay for it because you're probably already either on the free version of FX replay or you're already paying for FX replay. So yeah, you don't need it. Then let me check some the other markets while gold is doing what it's doing. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything that may be coming up on the other ones. Me just looking at it, I can just tell it's not ready specifically for 5 minutes. That's what I'm basically just looking for. Yeah, nothing is ready right now. Just gold. So right here. There we go. Ain't nothing to do yet. I hope your back testing is going well as well. Well, I'm glad to see that you're back testing your trades. That's already putting you like ahead of like most people because you got to remember most people who start out trading um they're trading because they heard about trading and so they're just opening up a live account real quick to see what they can make. So you're really on a good path by your back testing right now. It's $35 a month. Yeah, for FX replay it's $35 a month. I think there, if you look online, I think there might maybe like affiliate codes. If you could find like a YouTuber, maybe they have an affiliate code. I think they have something like that, maybe you can use that to help out. I'm not sure if they do affiliates or not. I didn't really look into it, but maybe you can look online for some type of discount code. Or what another thing you can do is pay that $35 a month, but put like extreme time on the charts so you can gather so much data. Um, so that you can end your subscription, so you can look back at your data later on without the subscription. It's gonna take you a lot of time, but if it's $35 a month, you have time throughout the month to get a good sample size of trades. Another thing I recommend you doing, if you're like, so you're if you're practicing your strategy for the like for the first time or whatever, also take down the images and put it into like a Google Doc sheet. So make a simple chart. Like, let me see if I can get up an example of what I have. Google Docs. Yeah, something like this where click on it. Where so what you're doing is like you're on FX replay, and then basically you would take the images, take the result of the trades and stuff like that and put it in here. So by the time you end your subscription, I don't think you're going to be able to even log in and see your results after you end your subscriptions. So that's going to be a good way so you can see your the images on what you did for that trade. The only thing that I the only thing is you're not gonna be able to see like the month by month result, all the extra details. Yeah, you log in most I can. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do for now. That's the best thing you do. And if you ever need it in the future, just pay for it again. Cause me, that's what I do. Like if I just want a quick back test, cause I already back tested my system a whole bunch of times. Um, If I want a quick back test, I would just use TradingView. But if I want something deeper, like I'm really testing something extra on my system, then I'm gonna go on FX Replay, pay that $35, and yeah, do the most I can with that. Most of the times, if I'm back testing, I'm gonna be using TradingView. But recently, I've been on FX Replay again, just testing out different styles of management and stuff like that. But you're definitely on a good path though. You're definitely on a good path. Probably just gonna stay on the charts till 12 because this still does look like it could set something up. Just waiting for price to do some type of movement like above this high, pausing against the 10 and 20 for a setup. this. Thanks to you, I think this is the right path. I know that it will be a long process. Yeah, it's gonna be a long process, but just remember that the slow. Well, I'm trying to remember the exact saying, but slow basically wins the race because you're taking your time. You're doing better than most people right now. Because everybody right now, if you look on YouTube, there's gonna be people are just throwing money at anything. Like especially like beginners, they're just throwing money at everything, and it's not their fault. It's really the YouTube with like all the content creators and how they make trading seem to be. So the fact that you're not losing money right now and you're taking the time to actually do the process, it's gonna save you a lot more money in the long run. So you're gonna thank yourself later too. Because even if you end up losing, like it's not like you're not gonna lose money at all, because you're gonna lose money, but at least you're gonna have a better process. At least you're gonna have the opportunity to actually have winning trades that cover those losses. And one thing I also did was I read like I tried to study like more like traders that weren't on YouTube. Like how can I say this? Like traders who wrote books. Like I don't like when I read a trading book, I don't read it to fix my psychology or whatever. I read it to understand like the thought process of another profitable trader. And most of the times when you listen to the thought process of another profitable trader, they're gonna be similar. They don't care about really having this big win rate because you don't need a 60, 70% win rate to be profitable. Some of them even have a 15% win rate, you know, and I want to make sure I tell you that like don't focus too much on your win rate when you're back testing because I don't want you to back test you feel like you're doing something wrong, especially if you have a good system and you end up restarting your whole thing because you feel like it's not good enough because of what social media portrays trading to be. Like that's why I always mention my win rate sits around 30 to 40%. I feel like 30% is decent. You can even get away with 25. That's good as well. But as long as you're making your winners um very like your winners are covering that losses in the long run you're profitable. There's so many ways to be profitable. Or if you have a lower target system that allows you to have a higher win rate and stuff like that. But also remember one thing I want to tell you as well is just because a system has a higher win rate, it doesn't mean that it's going to produce more profit in the long run too. That's something you gotta understand as well. So it's all about preference and testing to see which one you like better. And yeah, yeah. Because I will also notice like a lot of traders they would think like they would think that there's just one way fits all. Like one strategy is the best of them all. And like I really hate that thought process because me personally, like whatever strategy you're trading, I would never judge the strategy you're trading because I don't I haven't tested your strategy. I haven't tested another strategy. So how would I know how it works long term? Only that trader that tested a strategy is gonna know how it works long term. So that's why I never speak on other strategies. I tell you just to test. As you said to me in the past stream, I managed to bring back to break even the live prop firm account. As you said to me in the past stream, I managed to bring the back to break even the live prop firm using a 0.01 lot, one trade a day max. That's really good. That's really good because you ended up bringing it back to break even. That's good. That means you were able to follow your rules consistently and execute. So that's really good because that's the most important thing. You following your rules. So that's really good. And one thing too is the more you do it, the more you get used to just following your rules through all the testing that you're doing, the more easier it's gonna get. So it's gonna be really, really, really hard for you to start breaking your rules at a certain point. So because I'm at the point in my journey, like I've been at the point where like it's really hard for me to FOMO into a trade. Like I could literally watch like if you look at my live streams, there will be areas that I'm looking at and it moves without me. Like example right here, this area I was looking at earlier in the live stream, it ended up moving without me. But I understand that's part of the just seeing that multiple times, it helps you not like go into those psychological mistakes. It is a 2.5K, so I really don't care what happens. Like 2.5K account, yeah, that's good that you don't care what happens because it helps you like just have a more mechanical approach of like just following your system as well. But even though you have a smaller account, you like it's easy to since you're actually building up the skill set to actually trade whenever you get to the payout because you're definitely gonna get to the payout if you continue to do the process the right way. Because when you get to the payout, you can now reinvest that payout into a bigger size account and just follow the same rules. Because what you gotta understand is it doesn't matter what account size you trade as well. It doesn't matter. Because trading is like I posted this on my community tab, but trading is like this thing where you get rewarded for doing the same execution of rules. So if you have that 2.5K account, you followed your rules, you passed it, you got a payout, and you reinvested that payout into a bigger account, a 10K account or whatever, follow the same rules. Boom, you passing the accounts, you get the payout. You're following the same rules, and naturally, because you're getting a bigger account, the payouts are going to be bigger. So it's because you're thinking more long term. The payouts are just going to naturally be bigger, and that's why I really like trading too. Is the type of industry that you don't got to do once you get the skill set down. You don't got to do much work in terms of you don't got to do much work and to get paid more money because of compounding. Okay, this may potentially set up for me. I'm taking a look at it right here. What I would like to see right here, let me see. I want price to break above this area right here because if it rejects, I feel like price can easily, even if it creates like some type of setup, it can end up consolidating right here. So I want like a break right here and then create the setup. And then I'll set my buy stop and I'll see if I can get that trade. So let me see if it can close above in this few seconds. If not, I gotta wait again. Let's see. Perfect. All right, we broke. So now it's getting ready. So what I want to do, I'm gonna get everything prepared. I'm gonna be silent for just a bit because I gotta get everything prepared. So I don't want this candle to move above this high. I'm gonna set a like a order above here, something like something like this. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me put that right here. 6 point. No, I don't want it to be that deep. Right here is good enough. besides 34, 19.9, 34, 16.8, 9, guys, as long as it doesn't clear that high. 7, all right. So it ended up clearing that high, so I gotta do more weighting. So basically the same thing again. So I have to wait for this candle to print and then another candle after to print before taking out the candle's high. I'm gonna wait, keep on waiting. I'm just getting everything prepared because I don't like rushing when it comes to like placing my orders. So I like to get everything prepared as it starting to look like it's gonna set up. But I'm still in my mind, I'm still trying to expect like it not to set up as well. So let me put it slightly above. I'm accounting for spreads here. I think that should be good enough. Yeah. 6.02. That's 2 meters. Here we go. All right. Let's see. We got 30 seconds for this candle to close. I basically want to see what the candle after does. Let's see what this candle. So this candle takes out that high immediately. So there's more waiting. More waiting for me to do. Okay, it's slightly above there. That looks decent. Practically the same. What would a one-to-one be for break even? One-to-one break even would be up here. Yeah. As long as it doesn't break back through the MAs right here, I'll keep the order. But if it ends up rejecting on it, I'll keep the order here. So I'm just keeping in mind what it's doing. Well, let's see. Keep my stops like right here. I gotta see how this closes because it's coming back down. It's likely to close down here. On top of that, this was the let me just highlight where the high was. It's just about giving yourself a really unfair advantage. So whenever most of the times when if I'm wrong, it's gonna just fail and I don't get a trade. Or if I'm wrong, I can be quickly wrong and I'm out, or I can just take a break even. But when I'm right, uh, typically I'm like paid very huge on a trade. So in my head, I always have what I'm gonna do in certain scenarios. So that's why I'm like talking y'all through what my thought process. So if it ends up breaking here, what I will basically have to wait for is for price to like close above this area and create another setup. That's what I would have to wait for. If it ends up rejecting against the 10 and 20, I'll have to wait for another candle again because I need another candle to print before taking out this high. And as long as that next candle that prints doesn't break through that 10 and 20 as well, I'll be good to set like a buy stop above the high. So I'm just walking y'all through my thought process. It's about always having a plan and following that plan too. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna close. Okay, so we got that. So basically, in order for me to take this trade, I need this candle right here to print in the next 5 minutes without breaking through the 10 and 20, like I said, and without taking out this high within that time frame. So I can get everything prepared just in case it wants to set up again. Let me. This is a good area for a stop. This is a decent stop for me. Yeah. For 17. For 21. This is a good buy stop area. But I got everything prepared on my phone. I have the trade copier and everything. So let's see. Is it gonna take out the high or is it gonna wait for me? So if I do end up getting a trade, the first thing I'm gonna do is check if the trade copier got me into my other accounts. The second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna potentially, if I have a chance, I would take a trade for a challenge if it still looks valid. So right now it ended up taking out the high, so there's nothing for me to do right now. So I have to do more weight in. So basically the same thing. It took out that high before I was able to even place anything. So I gotta wait. Uh, And the reason why I'm moving it as price is going right now is I'm accounting for it just in case I get any mistakes. I can quickly fix it. Um, I can quickly fix it basically. That's why I'm getting everything ready like ahead of time before the other candle even prints, so I can fix any mistakes extremely quickly. Like one mistake that can happen is if I place a trade for my accounts and then one of my accounts didn't enter for the trade copier, I could quickly try to get an order in for it because I'm so prepared. But so far, price is moving nice right here. Just this is basically just fractal structure happening. So move out of here, even though it didn't create a setup right here. Just trying to make it like another move out of here potentially. Let me see. I think this is a good stop still. Let me take a look. This is kind of confusing. All right, that one took out that high, so it's more weight in. Like that, right there. seconds for this candle to close. I gotta wait another 5 minutes after this. And let's see if this candle can print without taking on this high. If it can, I'll take that entry above here. Yeah. And I will keep my stops right here. I'll keep it right here. So, there we go. Still looking good. All right, just a minute left to see if I could place this order. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get everything prepared, hover my mouse over my account so I could see if the trade out there really worked. Four, three, two, one. All right, I placed the order. Let me see if it worked. Didn't work. Did it work over here? Okay, the order is placed. Is it tripping? Okay, I kind of figured it was gonna do that for the FXify. So I gotta quickly do this. Let me do something like this. Gold. Whatever. 6.64. Box. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Should I place one for my challenge? Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Should I place one for my challenge for real? Hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna place one for the challenge as well. See some query. As long as it doesn't break through that 20, I'm still good. That's not showing. only for the challenge. Okay, everything still looks good as long as it doesn't break that 20. Let's see. Let's see. When's the last time I placed a trade? Everything looks good. Still, it's 12 o'clock right now, but because of the price, looks like it can still set up right now. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. If it starts to look wonky, I can just end it. You have to take buy or sells. Trade what trade what your system says. Don't copy my trades, please. The reason why I'm saying it is the only reason I'm live streaming is to show that it's to show that taking trades together, wins, losses, and break evens together make a profitable system overall. So if you end up taking a trade and you don't know my system, you're not gonna have confidence like how I have confidence with my system. So if I take a loss, you might not feel good because you don't understand what I'm even looking for. But if you have your own system, make sure you tested that and trade what you have. If you don't have a system, you can either learn my strategy on my channel or you can learn somebody else's strategy. But always remember to test it, back test it for at least 100 to 200 trades. Then you demo test that same system for at least 6 months, and then you can decide whether you're confident enough because it's all about confidence. If you don't have confidence, your psychology is going to be all over the place. So I don't recommend you making decisions based on what I'm doing. Basically, just giving it a few minutes to set up so I can get a buy stop above this high. Um, just a few more minutes. 'Cause it still looks clean for me personally for buys. But if it's starting to not do much in this area and it's just playing around, I'm gonna just hop off the charts, go about my day. I'm probably gonna give it until like 12:10, 12:10, 12:15 because it's so close. And if not, I'm gonna hop off. Still not expecting any trades, but if it wants to go in the last few minutes that I'm waiting, it will. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. I can always just show it tomorrow. Honestly, the way how this candle's moving, I'm gonna just end up canceling the order. So I'm gonna show y'all that I'm canceling the order, so y'all know that. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. So let me do it from my phone. Delete order. Boom. I gotta cancel this one manually because it didn't work with the trade copier, and I'm gonna cancel this one for the challenge. For phase two. Right here, challenge. There we go. So I'm hopping off the charts. I'm gonna be showing up tomorrow because price is failing. It's not doing what I want. And I'm gonna show y'all my accounts in the beginning to show y'all I didn't take trades off the stream. And yeah, see y'all tomorrow.